Hi all, this is Tobias Girl here from Thoughtful Arcana, here to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I'm spending mine on vacation in Eastern Washington with one of my best friends. My Indiegogo campaign ends tomorrow, but instead of a Black Friday plea for all of you to buy things from me, I want to draw your attention to politics. Yay! Everyone's Thanksgiving favorite. I want to talk about the proposed tax reform bill and the end of net neutrality. If the country goes through with either of them, they're going to make life hard on small business owners like me and consumers like you. Instead of spending money, I'm here to beg you to spend some of your time making calls, because there's a lot at stake for all of us. There's no easy way of summing up the latest federal tax bill. There's a laundry list of things it does to pay for corporate tax cuts, like eliminate graduate school deductions, eliminate student loan deductions, consolidate tax brackets, that are all terrible news for people of my generation trying to start businesses. My taxes, and the taxes of most of you, are going to rise by a substantial amount if this passes without any increase in benefits to the social services we rely on. Pass a higher tax to pay for healthcare infrastructure, that's cool. I really like having all of my organs working, and I need to drive on roads to get to work. That's not this plan, though. What we're looking at is a plan that weakens the estate tax on those passing on over $5 million. That's not an ordinary inheritance. And it's paid for by eliminating deductions for things like scientific research. I'm lucky enough to be starting my business now before the proposed changes start to go into effect in 2019. But for those coming after me, who are already bogged down by record student loan debt and an unforgiving economy, this is a giant slap in the pocketbook that we can't afford to take. Subtly worse is the December 14th FCC vote on net neutrality. If you're not already familiar, net neutrality is what allows you to watch this video on YouTube without paying a premium charge like you do with cable TV. Countries without net neutrality, like Portugal, allow their telecom companies to slow and speed up your access on a site-by-site basis, and to charge extra depending on which sites you're using. On top of how epically this will suck for you as a consumer of internet media, it also sucks for us producers. Say I've been doing business on Etsy, an established website that takes a small cut from everyone who sells there. If net neutrality is abolished, Etsy may be one of the lucky sites that can afford to bribe telecom companies into keeping its speeds reasonable. If I want to move off Etsy, though, and work on my own website where I can keep all of the profits that I've earned, I won't have the money to pay for the same kind of unrestricted access that Etsy might. I'll be stuck giving a cut to a third party if I want any business. And this is a best case kind of scenario. On its own, it's not too bad for my business, if I'm being honest. But imagine if every site were subject to the same possible restrictions. If you could only use one type of search engine. And yes, I know most of you use Google right now, but suppose someone had a better idea in the future, but could never get it off the ground. Imagine if that got hijacked for political purposes, so that not only could you only use one search engine, but you could only use a politically motivated search engine that showed you only certain views. It's ugly. It's ugly to the point of dystopic, and it should terrify you as much as it terrifies me. This sucks. This really, really sucks, y'all. If either or both of these passes, it's going to suck for me as a small business owner, and it's going to suck just as much for you as a tax-paying, internet-loving citizen. We've got to stop it, and that means making some calls. Calling your politicians doesn't have to be scary. It should take you under 5 minutes. Your first step is calling the Congressional Switchboard at 202-224-3121, which I've listed in the description. The first time you call, you'll indicate you're calling your congressional representative. Then give your zip code. That will connect you to the right number. A member of their office will pick up the phone. When they do, just tell them your name, the name of the city you live in, and that you're calling to ask your representative to speak out against the proposed tax bill and to speak up in favor of net neutrality. They'll thank you for your input, then hang up. You'll need to repeat the process twice more, once for each senator. That's it. That's all there is to it. You don't need a fancy script. You don't need to brace yourself for an argument. You don't even need to look up the numbers yourself. All you have to do is make 3 short calls. Politicians keep track of how many calls they receive per issue and the positions their constituents are taking. If they can report that their constituents have been calling and are overwhelmingly against the tax bill or the repeal of net neutrality, then it will empower them to fight for you and the issues that you care about. You're powerful. You still have a voice. You can stand up for yourselves and for the businesses you love. Just call 202-224-3121 and make your opinions known. And I know that I sound like a sleazy telemarketer, but this is how we stopped the ACA repeal earlier this year. And it's how we'll stop these shit laws. And yeah, you might have done this already the last time these issues came up, and you might have to do it again in a month. But 5 minutes of your time to save the internet? Worth it. Tobias Girl of Thoughtful Arcana, signing off and wishing you a happy Thanksgiving.